Hey, you guys. So I'm back, and this is a general message. I just feel so connected here, and I wish this would be my forever place, like just my office. It is so amazing. Okay, so let's dive in and see what the general message is. It does feel like there's something. It's general but specific. So, whoever it's meant to reach, I hope this message reaches and touches your heart, touches your mind, and allows you to see clearly what you need to see in order to make the decisions that you need to make in your life, and move forward in a way that is enlightening, uplifting, and powerful. Powerful for you. That you're able to manifest moments like this. So the card that flew out is the Four of Wands. In this deck, the Four of Candles and the Four of Flames. And I have to say, I absolutely love how this deck treats the elements as well. This is a magical spot where I'm at, and beaches are usually magical in the sense that they unify the four elements. So you've got fire, water, land, and of course, the air. And you bring in the fifth. You bring in the fifth. So with this Four of Candles, which I now shuffled back in, so as I'm speaking, I'm going to pull it back out. Four of Wands usually has to do with celebrations, has to do with happiness, joy, fun, and it has to do with the establishing, because the number four is the establishing of. It's entrenching, it's putting roots in, it's a firm foundation from which you can move out from. And so the Four of Wands actually can indicate a firm foundation of willpower that leads to success, a firm conviction of will that feels right to you, makes you feel aligned, like you're on the right track, like you're on the right path, like you're about to do the right thing. And so it feels to me as if this moment of doing the right thing, feeling so aligned with yourself and your life and God and everything that you absolutely know you're doing the right thing. Either you're looking for it or you're enjoying it or having it, or you need to look for it. You need to look for, am I doing the right thing in my life? Based on my life and what I'm supposed to be living, what I'm supposed to be doing, who I'm supposed to be. Am I being the best expression of myself that God had in mind for me? And am I truly aligned to the plan that was put in place for me? Because you see, everything is planned. Everything has a plan. Everything follows a pathway, an orbit, a route. Whether it's animals and how they build their shelters and find food, and they follow a certain pathway or route. The stars in the sky. If the planets always fell out of orbit and did whatever they wanted so that there was only chaos in the solar system, we wouldn't exist. We wouldn't exist. So it's by all these things falling under God's plan, falling under God's organization, that this beautiful moment can come about, that this beautiful space can exist. So if you want this beauty in your life, are you willing to surrender to your true alignment? So if you're still trying to fulfill what the matrix is telling you is right, what the matrix is feeding you is the right thing for your life and what you need to do and how you need to live your life, it might be time for you to rethink this. It might be time for you to rethink if this is the right thing for you. So with the Four of Wands coming up, it's asking, where's your willpower, right? What are you giving your willpower to? Because your willpower is a gift, and it's a gift meant to carve things out in your life, right? It's through our willpower that we make things happen. Through my willpower, I'm doing this video. Through your willpower, you're going to work every day. Through your willpower, you are showing up in spaces where you don't necessarily want to, right? So it's through our willpower that we make everything exist, and it is a divine gift. But whom are you returning this willpower to? Whom are you sacrificing this willpower to? And if you're giving it to things that aren't really serving your growth, your expansion, your harmonization with all that is, then you might want to rethink that. Because only if you surrender, only if you find your personal orbit, let's call it, will you find that soul satisfaction that you're looking for. You're not going to find it in the world. You're not going to find it in having more things, that Gucci bag, those Fendi belts, you're not going to find it there. And you might think that, oh, once I have the validation of other people, that then I will be satisfied. Then I will have the right to live. I will have the right to this life and to all the goodness that life has to offer. But that's not true. And so many people that have reached that will tell you and remind you that that's not true. And that even at those levels, you're still going to feel like something's missing. You're still going to feel like you're not in right alignment. You're still going to feel like something wasn't right. Something's not enough. And you're going to just hunger for more. So the main question here I'm feeling coming through strongly is, are you in alignment with who you, and not your truth, as in your ego truth, right? But are you in alignment with God? Are you in alignment with the universe? Are you literally not focusing on yourself to the point that you're constantly picking at yourself, constantly healing yourself, constantly focusing on what's wrong with you, but focusing on, does this feel right? In the sense of, does this allow energy to flow through me to reach others, or to touch others, to help others? Is this allowing energy to flow through my life? Because energy is life, right? So am I blocking the flow of life, or am I allowing the flow of life? And that's something you really have to ponder in your life. So let's see what else is coming up. What else is coming up, please? What is this message? Okay, so some of you, you may be facing a tough decision, okay? Or you may be dealing with someone who's super judgmental. This is the King of Swords. And the energy that I'm feeling coming off this card at this moment for this message is not the usual benevolence. It's a very top down, top heavy. And it kind of represents the mind. And I have the smirk, right? So if we see the women who are the impressions or the emotionalities behind the mind, in this case, one is smirking as she's holding the child, and child in this case represents action to me. So I won't get into it why. But she's holding this little boy, and the other one is kind of staring off into nothingness, into space. One is wealthy, one is poor, one is dressed very well, the other one looks very looks a little bit shabby. So you can see that. And so what it's giving to me is that if this is your mind, which is the King of Swords, is the mind, this discerning, divisive energy or consciousness, then you've got to pay attention to the wolves that you feed. Is it the one that looks fantastic and looks great, but is kind of smirky and snarky? Or is it the other one that is honest and dedicated and loyal and truthful, but is not necessarily garbed or clothed in the garments of the world? You've got to think about that, because this is what'll give you wisdom or take it away from you. So there's something here, and I'm feeling the depth of this. Like I feel into the ocean depth that is behind me. Like I can literally stretch my energy and feel into the cool, dark depths down there. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of stuff down there. But a depth of this message seems to be for those of you that are seeking your pathway in life and wondering, what is it that I'm meant to do here? What is it that I'm meant to experience? What is it that I'm meant to explore? What gift am I meant to share? The question is for you, who are you feeding? Who are you listening to? Because if you start feeding one thing, these are the answers that your mind is going to give you. If you start feeding another thing, these are the answers that your mind is going to give you. So you really have to observe yourself and look at who are you aligning to, because what you align to, like a radio station, that's the information that's going to flow through. So what else is coming up for you? We've got someone here who wants to start a new beginning. This is the soul, who wants to feel free again, who wants to really spread their wings and fly and just feel absolutely free, feel absolutely as if nothing could hold them back, living in the fullness of their being and the fullness of themselves. And what seems to be holding you back is the fear of defeat, the Five of Swords energy, the fear of defeat, the fear of being betrayed, or possibly the memory of being betrayed. So and here's the Moon card, fear, okay? So it's time to overcome these fears, because the ultimate betrayal is you, of course, betraying yourself by not being who God sent you out to be, by not being who you were born to be, by not being that person that you're meant to be in the realm that you're in the community that you're in the circles that you're in. And this includes, of course, speaking and articulating your truth, putting it out there, putting out what you truly believe to be true. You may feel as if, somebody has to give you this right, or somebody has to give you permission. Someone who's higher up, Queen of Feathers or Queen of Swords, someone who's able to feel the truth, right, in a sense, and who's able to give you permission to be yourself. And so you're holding yourself back in a way, waiting for this permission to come. And you don't need permission from anyone or anything. You have right of way just by existing, just by simply existing. Like any flower in a field, like any tree on a hill, you have right of way. Who's to say to that bush behind me, you have no right to exist the way you are? And so if we can see that clearly for things that are outside of us and that are, other people as well, that is also true for you. It is also true for you. You have every right to exist the way you are, exactly the way you are. And you don't need permission from anyone or anything to go do what you think is right or what you feel is right. You have the right already, and you have the permission by having the idea, the intention, the desire, because it was already given to you, to your system, before you even came here, before you even incarnated here. And so you don't have to worry about that. What you have to worry about is finding the right arena to start building your dreams. This is the Three of Pentacles. You have to start setting things into motion to make your dreams come about. So there's a certain level of faith and self-confidence that you need to develop in order to set these things into motion, to get them going, because that's when you're going to find your tribe. That's when you're going to find like-minded people who are working on the same project as you, and you come together and you make things you start making magic, you start making things happen, you start building temples, because all of a sudden when you're working from this space of alignment and you're connecting with other people that are also working from a space of alignment, then we can't do anything but create something magnificent. So imagine the entire earth under the flow of God, that's where we're developing into. And we're taking a really roundabout way to get there, but we'll get there eventually, a very long time ahead, where we don't need anything anymore. We're living freely on the planet. So there are no boundaries, no rules, no regulations, because everybody is being guided by God to be in the right place in the right time, doing and saying the right thing. And we'll feel more free than ever living life like that than living the way we are now. This is the beginning stages of paradise. Paradise is not done. We're just at the very beginning of it. But when it comes to you personally, in your personal life, right? What you're building within your personal life, you're going to need support. You're going to need helpers. You're going to need people that see your dream, but they can't see it if you don't articulate it, if you don't talk about it, if you don't believe in it, if you don't start making moves towards it. So you have to have faith and move forward with that, because some people expect when they manifest that they don't have to do anything, that'll somehow drop from the sky. And sometimes it does happen, but for the most part, it's manifest in one hand, pray in the other, and move things forward. Right? Move things forward. So Spirit is asking you to get things forward moving, because this will also benefit other people, not just you. It won't just benefit you. It also benefits the others that are learning through working with you, that are learning by doing things with you. What else here? Yeah. So success is guaranteed to you, that to those that follow their dreams. Okay. Follow your dreams no matter how crazy it looks. This is the Five of Wands. And every single person that has followed their dream has met with opposition. No one that has followed a dream has had it easy. That story doesn't exist. And if then their dream only pertained to them, but not to a larger group or a community or humanity as a whole. So follow your dreams and don't worry about the resistance that you meet. God has it handled. It is already handled because the outcome is already secure. You winning, that is already secure. Okay. So let's see what else is coming up for you. What else do you need to know here? This card came up again. Same thing, Three of Pentacles. So I need to dwell on the topic of you. Oh, looky. let me show you guys this. So that cute little doggy just ran up to me. I wanted to show you guys, but for some reason the camera didn't work when I punched the record button. It didn't take right away, so didn't snap it coming up to Sniffy and say hi. But in any case, it's you have to start building or start working on this project of yours. Some of you have had this project in your mind for a very long time. You may have been called to write a book. You may have been called to paint something. You may have been called to, I don't know, create some kind of a workshop, circle, group, you name it. Whatever your calling is, it's time for you to heed that call. It's time for you to listen to what Spirit is asking you to do and to stop putting doubtful energy out into the field, because that's all you're doing is strengthening the doubt energy. And we know that what we do and how we make our decisions and what we participate in, that strengthens the oh no. People never ever do that. If your dog does not return or come back, never ever do that, because that will make the dog not want to return at all, ever, and just be in fear that something bad is going to happen to them. It's kind of like when you were little and you're playing at your friend's house, and then your mom calls and she's all upset because you stayed too long. And now every time you go over to your friend's house and the phone rings, you get that sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach. Oh my God, that's mom again, or something like that. You can never do that. You need to be prepared when you have a dog. You need to bring the treats, okay? Have a little treat bag. Nobody's going to think you look retarded or silly because you're carrying treats for your dog. Everybody gets it. Everybody. And this is just responsible dog ownership. You bring the treats and you start playing with the dog and you call the dog back. And you have to start this early, but you call the dog back and you give it a treat. It's that simple. And the further distance away, or the longer the distance, the bigger the treat. And when I say bigger, I mean you're moving from kibble all the way up to the steak bites, the real steak bites, the Wagyu steak bites. And you'll see how your dog returns with no problem whatsoever, because they associate it with something positive. And it's so easy to train recalls on dogs. I don't know why people have problems with it. It's just they lack discipline and consistency. And remember, it's never the dog, it's always the handler. It's never, ever the dog, it's always the handler. So I'm sorry you guys had to witness that and see that. I'm sorry I saw that. Poor doggy. He was so friendly, he was so kind. And oh no. Like that really. See, why is the world the way it is? We wonder, we wonder why the world is the way it is. But uh anyways, back to what I was saying of you being in alignment. You being in alignment too, okay? You being in alignment to the truth of your essence of your being is going to put you in the right space at the right time, and you're going to find your tribe through that. So but you have to start working towards it. Some of you have projects that you've had on the back burner for years, such as, I don't know, a book, a movie, a film, a cooking recipe, or a trip, or you name it, that you wanted to share with others. And some of you have held off on it because you felt like, oh my gosh, they're never going to understand, or they're never going to it's never going to take off or something like that, but that's not true. That's not true. Whenever the time for an idea has come, right, it presents itself to certain people where it feels like I can work this through you. You can make this manifest to me. And so we have to remember that we live in a sea of consciousness, right? So we are awareness within a sea of consciousness. And so that means that thoughts and ideas are literally also beings that go where they're treated best, that go where they're hosted, right? So when you have certain ideas, it's because this idea has come to you. It has come to you because it sees a way for itself to be born through you. And if you don't bear that idea, you'll one day turn around and see other people bearing it and bringing it through. And I'm sure some of you have thought that or seen that already, where you had an idea for a book. And you turn around and you found, because you waited a couple of years, you found somebody else had already written it. Or the car, which is my classic example in the manifestation workshops, is created simultaneously by two men on either side of the Atlantic, Ford in Chicago in North America, and Benz in Germany, in Stuttgart. So when the idea's time has come, it presents itself to a human being for it to be brought into this world, for it to be manifested. Sometimes these ideas do come from higher beings, are sent as angels, messengers. Sometimes they, whatever, right? We can we can go all over with this. But the thing is that if you feel that this is the right thing for you, you feel passionate about it, you know it would benefit yourself, your growth, and everybody else, then you must stand behind it. You must step up to the plate and you must bring it through. Okay? So I'm seeing this. It's time for you to get started on whatever spirit is calling you to do. It's time for you to get started on your dream. It's time for you to start making the steps. It's time for you to not take the easy way, the comfortable way, the lesser way, the lower pathway. It's time for you to start moving forward. Okay? Let's see here. Page of Wands. So celebration, okay? And celebratory news. A celebratory news. This is happiness, joy, expansion that is coming your way for those of you that are willing to take that step. Spirit is saying, I've got you. We've got you. We've got we know what you're here to do. And we've got you supported. We've got you surrounded with support. You're not going to be alone. You're not going to do this on your own. We're going to send you the right people. We're going to send you the right spaces and places. You're going to find your place. You're going to be absolutely okay. Just get out there and start participating in life again. Start contributing to life. Start pouring yourself into life. Start giving back to life. Start showing to life, I'm here. I am here. And you'll see how life will say to you, I see you. I see you. And this is what I have to give to you. This is what I have to share with you. And it's going to be beautiful. Okay? So get going on your dream. Start putting steps, start taking action, and start feeding the right wolf within you, the one of trust, faith, and belief, and not the one of doubt and fear. Take care. Bye.